So you've done it. You've designed the perfect website, you've written all the code, you've picked out the perfect images. But what's stopping the whole world from seeing it? Well, right now, it's probably just a folder sitting on your computer. And in this explainer, we're going to break down the one essential service that takes your creation and makes it public: web hosting. This really is the big question, isn't it? Your site is all ready to go, but it's kind of trapped in digital isolation. To get it online for real, we need to give it a home, we need to give it an address, and we have to connect it to the rest of the world. So let's map out exactly how we do that. Here's the game plan. We're going to start by finding our website a proper home online. Then, we'll claim its unique address. After that, we'll get into the fun part, building on that land, before we connect it all to the world. And finally, and this is super important, we'll talk about what happens after you launch. Okay, let's dive right in. You know how a house needs a solid foundation on a piece of land to even exist? Well, your website needs the exact same thing, but a digital version. It needs a digital foundation to stand on, and that's where hosting comes in. So what is web hosting at its core? It's basically a service you pay for that keeps all your website's files, every single piece of code, every image, all of your text, on a really powerful, specialized computer called a server. And here's the most important part. That server is always on, it's always connected to the internet, so your site is available to anyone, anytime, day or night. Now, you might be thinking, hey, why can't I just use my own computer for that? Well, here's the deal. A web server is a completely different beast. It's built for one thing above all else, and that's stability. It has to stay online, 24/7, no exceptions. That's why so many of them run on these incredibly reliable operating systems like Linux. They're engineered to handle thousands of visitors all at once, something your home PC just isn't designed to do. And just to give you a sense of the scale and why this is so critical, think about this number. Google reportedly uses over 15,000 Linux servers just to keep its search engine running. It's a massive testament to why you need specialized, stable hardware for any serious online presence. Okay, so we've got our digital land now. The next thing we need? An address. We have to give people a unique, easy-to-remember way to find our website's new home. This part is all about claiming your little spot on the internet. And that brings us to your very first real action item, domain registration. This is literally the process of buying your website's name. Think of www.yoursite.com as the street address that you now own. Once you've got it, nobody else can use it. It's how everyone is going to find you. All right, progress. We have the land, that's our hosting service, and we have the address, that's our domain name. Now it is time for construction. This is the stage where we take all those files sitting on our computer and turn them into a live, working website on the server. The setup process basically follows these 4 key steps. First, you've got to choose a hosting provider. Then, they set up your server space. This might be a shared space, kind of like living in an apartment building, or your own dedicated machine. Step 3 is the big one. You upload all your website files using a tool called FTP. And finally, if you've got a site with changing content, like a blog or an online store, you'll set up a database to manage all that information. So, the site is now built, it's sitting on the server, the address is registered, but there's one last absolutely crucial connection we need to make. We have to tell the internet's traffic system how to direct visitors from your address to your new digital home. This is the job of something called DNS, the Domain Name System. And honestly, the best way to think about it is as the internet's phone book. See, we humans are good with names, like www.yoursite.com. Computers, on the other hand, they only really work with numbers, specifically IP addresses. DNS is the magic system that translates between the two. So here's how that translation actually works. When you type a domain name into your browser, the DNS acts like a giant switchboard operator. It looks up the name, finds the matching numerical IP address for the server, and points your browser to that exact location. It's this invisible, split-second process that makes the web feel so seamless. And there you have it. Your website is now live. Congratulations! But, and this is a big but, the journey isn't over, not by a long shot. In a lot of ways, it's really just beginning. Launching a website is not a set-it-and-forget-it kind of deal. It needs ongoing care to stay healthy and secure. The thing to remember is that a live website is kind of like a living thing. You have to do regular software updates to patch security holes. You've got to constantly monitor for threats, and please back up your data so a single mistake doesn't wipe out everything.
And as you get more popular, you'll need to manage all that new traffic and be ready to fix any downtime immediately, because every second your site is offline could mean lost visitors or customers.
There's a quote that just wraps this all up perfectly. Your website is your online identity, and your web hosting is the ground it stands on. It's so true, isn't it? A shaky foundation can bring down even the most beautiful building.
So, we've walked through the whole process, from understanding why you need a server all the way to the ongoing maintenance that keeps a site running strong. The path from just a file on your computer to a global presence is now totally clear, which leaves us with just one final thought. The foundation is laid. What are you going to build on it?